Well, you join me on a lovely sunny day in... I'm going to have to rethink this intro. Well, it's once again gotten to that time of year when the sun hasn't yet risen when I get up for work. And quite frankly, it's gone down by the time I finish, which means I have to do almost all of my running in the dark. So there are essentially two schools of thought in night running. One is to be completely invisible, stay off the beaten path, dress inconspicuously, go unnoticed. And to some extent, I can sort of see why people say this. But for me, there's just a few too many risks associated with going about it that way. No, I absolutely would recommend the complete opposite. Be as seen as possible. It would only take one car to cross the pavement to get to his driveway and not see you to make an awfully big mess of your evening. And probably your legs. Cars, bikes, cyclists, even other runners, they all present a much bigger risk to you in the dark. I kid you not, I once saw two runners collide head-on on a street-lit pavement. At the end of the day, if you were to have an accident or something, do you really want to be invisible? Being seen is just, for me, it's the safest way to be. Now, you don't actually need a crazy amount of expensive kit to go running in the dark. I'd say the bare minimum is something reflective. So in this case, I'm wearing a coat, which as you can see has got reflective panels and bits and pieces on it. But you can easily get the reflective bands like the police wear, or a high-vis jacket, or whatever works for you really. The other thing that you might want to think about is getting something that's light that you can roll up and carry with you. So if you are on a long run, you can always just get it out and then it can get you through in a pinch. The other thing, of course, is a head torch. Now, it doesn't need to be a crazy good head torch. 200 lumens is more than enough for urban running, more than enough. If you're going to run the trails, you're going to want a few more lumens. So in between 400 and 600 seems about right. Anything brighter than that is overkill, and you'll end up turning it down constantly. Actually, if you're after a half-decent head torch, sports shops aren't always my first choice of shopping venue. I'd start with somewhere like an angling shop. They're much more likely to have a range of very bright, very comfortable head torches at a much more reasonable price. Now, if you are going to be running somewhere where there's an awful lot of cars, I've got to say those flashing red lights are quite effective. The other thing I really like is they do like a band that goes on your arm, I'll put some footage in, like a flashing LED band. There's a couple of people locally that run in them and they are really good, they're really effective. You do see some runners lit up like Blackpool illuminations. I suppose the key point there is that you do see them. The other big consideration running at night, of course, is just being more aware of your surroundings. We shouldn't have to worry about the dregs of society trying to mug us or worse, but it is a consideration. Most importantly, if it feels sketchy, then for God's sake, trust your instincts and just get out. Even if you're wrong, it doesn't matter if it turns out to be a squirrel. If it makes you feel uneasy, trust your instincts. Safest way. If, like me, you rarely run without headphones on, then you might consider swapping them for open ear ones. If you've got noise cancelers like me, they very often have an open, like a wear setting that brings in outside noise. Just be sensible. For a start, always take a phone. Let somebody know where you're going. I don't care if you're a burly, great guy and you're indestructible and no one can hurt me. I tell you what, fall over and break your ankle, don't matter how burly you are. Try to stick to routes that are well used, or at least where you're not going to fall over and hurt yourself and have to wait till morning for somebody to find you. On the same note, don't go running the coast path in the middle of the night. if you go over a cliff, the likely it is you'll be 3 miles out to sea before somebody finds you. Actually, my Garmin watch has something called Live Track. I'm sure other brands have something similar, and it relays a live GPS signal to a loved one, which is fantastic actually, because if, like me, you do like to get off the beaten path, well, you can, because there's much less chance, if I hurt myself, of somebody spending half the night trying to find me. There's no reason not to run at night, as long as you follow those simple precautions, look after yourself and be sensible. Actually, I find the benefits of night running are phenomenal. I really, really love night running. There's an air of calm and quiet and stillness you just don't get during the day. And if, like me, you run to kind of offload, then, you know, it's a kind of prime time to do it. The lack of cars and just hustle and bustle. You're not having to navigate busy pavements or think about idiot motorists. Of course, I suppose when I'm running, I'm already off the road, so that's one less mad motorist to account for. Anyway, be safe. Till next time.